Covering news where you live. This is 5 News.
Well, happy Monday. Thank you so much for joining us here. I'm Joe Ellison.
And I'm Tiffany Lee. The State Pollution Control Commission has voted to toss the majority of Taneytown's landfill appeal. Earlier this year, tests by the National Guard found carcinogens and other gases in the air around the Ecovista landfill. The Division of Environmental Quality later ordered for more testing. The Arkansas Pollution Control and Ecology Commission will now adopt an administrative law that judges recommended order, mostly tossing the city of Taneytown's appeal of the decision to grant a permit to expand the landfill. With high temperatures in the week ahead, medical officials want people to be aware of heat-related illnesses.
In the battle against the sun, cooling down is crucial to avoid any illnesses. That's why nonprofits like Seven Hills are keeping stocked with water, cooling rags, and shade, among other things, to help the area's homeless population.
The Central EMS captain says that they receive a call for heat-related illnesses every day this time of year. He says that they see a lot of heat exhaustion, but they still want you to know the signs in the rare case of a heat stroke.
They are still sweaty and skin may be pale, wet, of course, possibly fatigue, headache, nausea, cramps, problems like that. Whereas you move into heat stroke, you start seeing dry skin. The body's ability to compensate has given out at that point.
And make sure you're doing those things that you need to, like staying hydrated, wear that sunscreen, and stay as cool as possible. Meanwhile, the United Way of Fort Smith is working with its community partners to help people escape the heat. Some of those include shelters or the River Hope campus in Fort Smith, open from 8 to 5, 7 days a week.
Next Step Homeless Services is open weekdays 8 to 3, and the Salvation Army will be open on weekdays from 9 to 4. They also say that they serve dinner every evening from 6 to 6:30.
Well, we're expecting more hot temperatures heading into the 4th of July, of course.
Let's send it over to Zach for a look at today's forecast.
Yeah, the heat's really going to be increasing, ladies, as we go through your Monday, your Tuesday, maybe peaking Wednesday. If we're cooler Thursday, it's just by a degree or two at most. Heat advisories out just for the River Valley today. I think over the next couple of days, we're going to see these advisories, these excessive heat warnings taking over all of 5 country. Feels like temperatures around 100, Northwest Arkansas 105 in the River Valley. That's the criteria. Could have a spot or two up to 106, 107 in the River Valley. Actual air temperatures today lower to mid-90s for Northwest Arkansas in the River Valley. Morning clouds will break up, sunshine will take over. We're tracking a low-end chance of a stray shower. We'll only go 10%, but I do think a few pop-up showers will be possible today. Again, the majority of us staying hot and dry the next couple of days. By Wednesday, we're in the upper 90s to around 100 degrees for 5 country, feeling like 105 up to 112. Ladies.
Thanks for that, Zach. Well, Fayetteville Animal Services is extending their big summer blowout adoption event through this Saturday.
It started last Monday, and shelter attendants told us they've seen at least 16 cats and 14 dogs adopted. During this event, adoptable pets at the shelter are spayed or neutered, up to date on vaccines, and microchipped. The shelter attendant there says while the goal is to help alleviate capacity during the hot summer months, they also just want to help pets find their forever homes.
Well, when a friend or loved one is diagnosed with dementia or Alzheimer's, the caregiver is thrown into a whole challenge with a lot of questions.
Support groups are often their go-to place. 5 News anchor Darren Bobb tells us there are now 2 support groups in the River Valley.
Providing care for someone with dementia 24/7 is a lot.
Louise Spondhurst is the River Valley Alzheimer's Support Group facilitator. She says the support group is so beneficial
Because people can come together and find out their story really is pretty similar to someone else's story. I think that's the best thing that comes from a support group is that you do find out you're not alone. There are other people dealing with the same kinds of issues.
There are now 2 support groups that meet once a month. One in Fort Smith meets the second Thursday of each month at the Blue Cross Community Room on Old Greenwood Road in Fort Smith. And just recently, a support group started meeting in Van Buren at Legacy Heights and Memory Lane on top of Logtown Hill. Spondhurst says the main thing, it's okay to ask for help.
What I have seen is when people come, they feel desperate. They've tried everything and they're just really struggling, which is great. That's the time to come. I don't need help. I can do this myself. But in all reality, it does take a team to take care of someone because there's got to be some downtime for that person.
She says the worst thing you can do is think you can do this all by yourself.
When you're caring for someone, you're on this journey, and we talk about that journey a lot. But we can learn from each other because everyone that comes to the support group has knowledge. They've had experiences and they can share that with others.
In Fort Smith, covering news where you live, I'm Darren Bobb, 5 News.
Well, thank you for joining us here for the latest news and weather where you live.
You can find us back here tomorrow for more. Have a great day.